Today, at a stadium named after a 1976 Olympic gold medalist, 22 young men make that walk onto this field of dreams. Fatima College tried to erase the ghost of a very recent past as they come up against an energized Queen's Royal College, intent on proving that they are better than they're showing in the Premiership. Two teams, each wanting only one outcome at the end of 90 minutes. On a weekend where the World Cup begins and showcases the best talent in football, what better source of inspiration can these young men ask for? This is Intercol. This is knockout football. This is win or go home. Welcome to this beautiful game. I'm Siobhan Metiver, and hello again. As we kick off our live broadcast today, I send it over to Hans de Veens, who is joined by Colin Murray and James Saunders.
Thank you so much, Siobhan. Well, y'all can tell by the umbrellas it is raining, so let's look at the weather that these young men will be playing under today. It is 29 degrees Celsius, wind speeds at 12 kilometers per hour, and a humidity index of 74% here at Hasely Crawford Stadium. James Saunders, Colin Murray, given the weather conditions and all other factors, what can we expect today?
Yeah, well, I love it. Green grass, a bit of rain, a bit of fun in the stands, and 22 players looking to make a mark. I am excited for this final. There are lots of fans filling up in the stands right now, and I'm excited because this is going to be intense. Queen's Royal College coming up against, of course, Fatima College. This is a battle royale, if I should say so myself, and I'm very excited for that.
Let's hear from Colin Murray.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. It's a final. Neither school likes to lose to one another. Obviously, QRC are going to start as underdogs. But you know what I like about the QRC team? They've got a fighting spirit. They've got something about them that if Fatima just relaxes, they could find themselves in trouble. Don't forget, they came from 5-2 down against Tranquility to win on penalty kicks, and then came from behind against Malik and 1-1.
Colin Murray, I like the direction you took this in, because guess what? Let's look at the semi-final rounds that brought us to here. Well, we're getting ready for the North Zone final. This was QRC versus Malik. Tell us about this one, guys.
Yeah, two fantastic goals scored in this match, starting with this one right here. Bullseye. Malik taking a lead. And, well, you talk about the fighting spirit. QRC had to come a long way back with 2 goals scored in Murray. And it shows the resilience of this QRC team and the character that they show to come back in those sort of situations.
Definitely. When you look at it, James, that was a brilliant goal from Malik. And give the guy credit. He looked up, he scored from distance. Then Batiste had another excellent chance. Great save from Austin there.
All right.
And then let's have a look at Fatima. Fatima just tore into East Mukarapo.
Wow, a brilliant choice of words, Colin Murray.
Well, yeah, it was. I mean, when you looked at it, it was a tight game, 1-0, and then all of a sudden, Fatima took control, and they just overwhelmed East Mukarapo. And East Mukarapo, they really didn't play badly, but they were just overwhelmed.
I think it was just a golfing class.
Well, we have to remember that this was the North Zone semi-finals that we saw, and now let's look at the other zone, Central final. Central semi-final, Chaguanas North versus Presentation Chaguanas, 7-0, the final of this one.
Yeah, Central Zone not showing the kind of quality between the top 2 teams and the rest, and you can see by this score, Chaguanas North 7-0 over Presentation College, a far shadow from what they were in their former days.
Oh yeah, certainly, and Chaguanas North were all over them. And then you looked at the second one as well, Caps playing against the championship division team in Miracle Ministries. They were all over them again. Caps a different class, and they started on the front foot and remained on the front foot all afternoon. And even though Miracle Ministries pulled a goal back, it was really a no contest.
Well, back to us, because guess what? Yes, this is the start of the zonal finals week, so to speak. But we also had Tobago, and Colin, you were over there, Speyside High and Signal Hill Secondary School. Signal Hill Secondary School getting the better of Speyside High.
Yeah, I was a little surprised at that result, because I felt that Speyside, being the Premier Division team, would have prevailed. But Signal Hill, again, showing the fight. Listen, when it comes to Intercol, it really does not matter. What matters is here. It's heart. Yeah, heart, drive, and resilience. Wanting to do well. And that's what happened with Speyside and even Mason Hall, who qualified as well.
Well, Mason Hall and Bishops, it came down to penalties, Colin Murray.
Mason, I tell you, Mason Hall looked good against Goodwood. They won comfortably. They had to come from behind, and eventually they prevailed. But again, they have something about them, Mason Hall. They move the ball around nicely, and again, they took the chances, which is important.
Well, let's take it to the east, where we went to Larry Gomes Stadium, and in the semi-final round, we saw Trinity College East going up against St. Augustine Secondary School.
Yeah, St. Augustine Secondary, just not matching the intensity of Trinity East and Foston and company, and well, they ran circles around them, and well, should be interesting now to see what they move on to meet when they face up in the final.
Yeah, Trinity East is a good team. Foston, man of the match. He scored a brilliant goal, and then you had San Juan North. Now that was a surprise.
Yes.
You thought that they went 1-0 up at halftime, and you felt, well, it was only a matter of how many. Arima North came back into the game. They scored an equalizer. San Juan North went ahead again, and then all of a sudden there is the second goal. A few minutes to go to make it 2-2, and then they go to penalty kicks. And you guys know when you come to penalty kicks, it's really a lottery.
That's
because
it's all
nerves. Yeah.
Well, listen, this one, I know a lot of people wouldn't have expected Arima North Secondary to put up such a fight. What do you attribute that fight to, guys?
I think good coaching. I think they were well set up by their coach, Arima North Secondary. They were quite solid. They had a nice compact 4-block in the middle. Made it difficult for San Juan, and I think that as the game wore on, San Juan grew frustrated, and then you start seeing cracks in their armory. And I think, Arima North can pat themselves on the back for a job well done.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you totally, James. I think they were well set up. Tactically, they played it very well. They tried to close down Noel and SWEEN,
well, let's
the two
talk,
best players.
As you mentioned tactical, let's talk about the South Zone, St. Benedict's College, Maruka.
Well, again, a mismatch. You're talking about the champions playing against a team that finished last. So, St. Benedict's was expected to win. What was surprising was at the end of the first half, they were only one goal up, and then they just turned it on into the second half. I think they've got easily the best offensive team in the league, St. Benedict's.
Well, Wednesday we actually saw St. Benedict's, Maruga, and we also saw Presentation San Fernando versus Naparima.
Yeah, this is always a battle royal when these two meet. Naparima College, Presentation San Fernando. It's a seesaw every time they meet, and it was no different here. I'm not surprised that we just saw one goal separating the match. Pres Sando taking their chance, and of course deservedly moving on into the final.
The goalkeeper, Lazarus, was the man of the match. So it tells you just how well Naparima played. They dominated the second half, and really, Presentation were just on the counter. But again, a really, really wonderful exhibition, tactical exhibition from Presentation.
Well, there you have it. You know all the teams that are in the zonal finals of the Coca-Cola Intercol. We kick it off here today at the Hasey Crawford Stadium. QRC going up against Fatima. Tell me about QRC's setup, the key players who we can look forward to seeing on the field today.
Well, they've got some really good talented players. You got Caruth up front, you got Kwashi, who scored that marvelous goal to win the game for them. Then they got Nelson White. Going forward, I think QRC is a good team. The problem with QRC, and that's we've seen it, they leak goals at the back. So Kenwin Jones have got to set them up today. Well, he's got to ensure that they're tight at the back and don't give the Fatima players any room.
Well, thank you very much, Colin Murray. We spoke to Kenwin Jones before the game, and we'll get around to that a little later on. But let's look at Nathan Kwashi, one of the players that you mentioned.
My name is Nathan Kwashi. I am 16 years of age and I attend Queen's Royal College and I play midfield. I chose football because at a young age I always loved the sport and my family is sport orientated, so that's why I chose football. Well, I have been playing football since the age of 5. Yeah, I currently play with W Connection. In the past I've played with QPCC, Queen's Park Cricket Club, and TT Maestros. But playing for my school team, it has always been good with the players, and it has always been a challenge for us because the teams that are also in the competition, they are very tough and we always have to work together to play against those teams. Recently, the goal that I scored on Friday against Malik Secondary, that was one of my best achievements so far for the year. And when I was 13 years of age, I scored a goal against Malik as well, where we qualified for the semi-final, and those were my best achievements for me so far. This season, I would like to accomplish on winning the North Zone and also winning the whole Intercol against the other zones.
That player profile brought to you courtesy Coca-Cola of Nathan Kwashi. He said they hope to go on to win the entire Intercol. We'll see what happens with that, but they need to get past Fatima. Tell me about Fatima's lineup, guys.
Yeah, they've got a great lineup. You think about Shaves in attack, and then you look at the back the goalkeeper Edwards. I think they had my key players at least. Of course, he's underrated. Tristan Edwards, the way that he's held it together. We've seen goalkeeping being an issue in many teams in the secondary school Intercol. He has not been one of those goalkeepers that have been below that par. He's been a leading example. He's been called to the national team, and I expect that the team moving forward out of this final, the team that can concede the least amount of goals should be the team that progresses.
Well, one of the players that helped Fatima progress very nicely is Kiba Romani. Let's take a look at this player.
My name is Kiba Romani. I am 18 years of age. I attend Fatima College and I'm an attacking midfielder. I started playing football when I was 7 years old. The first team I played for at the under 13 level was TNT Maestros. Then currently I'm playing with Police FC. I played with them in the Tiger Tanks under 20 earlier this year. Well, growing up, I would say that I started just kicking the ball around the house, and my dad, he was a coach at the time, and he saw that I had the interest in it and he got me involved. Well, hopefully, I hope to play at the collegiate level in America, and after I do plan on taking the professional route and playing for a team outside of Trinidad. The season has been going very well for us. I think we've worked very hard to reach where we are, and it's been a pleasure playing with some of these guys. I really enjoy playing with them, and I think we're going to win a lot this team. I would say the vibes are good in camp. We're preparing well for the game on Friday, and I would say that everyone is excited. The main thing is coach wanted us to continue playing how we're playing with the ball on the ground and expressing ourselves. Going into these competitions, we just want to win everything. So yeah, anything we're going into, whether it be the Intercol or the trip that we have to take to Jamaica, we want to win everything.
That player feature brought to you courtesy First Citizens and NGC CNG. The crowd is building up nicely here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium as we get ready for the North Zone Final. QRC versus Fatima College. Kickoff when we come back around.
Approval Plus customized financing of up to 100% and enjoy low monthly payments. Happiness is home. Own it with VMBS.
VM, we're here for you. We are written into this land. You are written into our story. Together stronger we stand. You win is our victory. We're a firm foundation. Here to stay. Build you a brighter way. Transform your everyday. Transform your
VM Group. Transform your everyday.
bad player.
We are live at the Hazy Crawford Stadium. Coca-Cola, taste happiness, the sponsors of the Coca-Cola Intercol 2022. Hans Devines, Colin Murray, James Saunders. We are on the pitch waiting kickoff QRC versus Fatima College. Guys, what sort of strategy does QRC have to employ to get over Fatima?
I would think that, listen, they have leaked a lot of goals, right? So Kenwin Jones has to tighten up his defense. They tend to play wide. The wing backs push up in support of the two wide players. Now the two wide players are excellent players. That's Caruth on one side, Nelson the other side. And in Mohammed as a striker, once he gets support offensively, they could be difficult to hold back.
Yeah, and I just think that you expect a lot of possession from Fatima College if they can be as compact as ever, force them out wide into wide areas where they're less threatening, slow down their play a bit, maybe you can frustrate them.
Well, we spoke to Coach Kenwin Jones, who actually was part of our 2006 World Cup squad, and he's been working with these young men. Here's what he had to say before today's game.
Well, we know Fatima did well over the season. They got to the final of the league final that is, and they've been playing well over the course of the season, and there's no doubt it's going to be a tough challenge. But we have belief in ourselves. We are going to get on the training field and put a plan together to come out and play against them. Over the course of the league, we have let in a lot of goals, but this is a different competition. On the day, it doesn't matter how much goals that you let in. Once you can score more than the opponent, you'll be fine. But of course, as a team, we need to get better defensively, and that is something that we're taking into consideration going into the final on Friday. As a coach, you have to analyze your opponents, and then you have to set a plan in order to play against them, whether it's that a change of formation, a change of defensive principles. You try to employ that in your team while preparing for any game. So of course we're going to get on the training field and, like I said, put a plan together to come and play against Fatima on Friday. Nathan Kwashi, he's been doing well. I mean, I know him from before this season, so I know the type of quality that he possesses. I know the room that he has to grow, but also the team in general. It's been a very analytical period for myself and for the staff. Coming out of the pandemic, we didn't know what to expect with the players after not being active for 2 years, and being able to go through the season with the players that we have. We've been able to analyze and see where our shortcomings are and what we'll have to work on going on in the future. But I'm pretty pleased, day by day with the progress a lot of them are showing, even though sometimes there may be inconsistencies. But I think the team is growing and developing a lot of good characteristics. There are a few people on the Fatima team I've coached in my time as well, so I know a few of them. So it's not going to be a surprise. Like I say, you have a season's worth of catalogue so far to look at and to analyze. So we have to prepare for Fatima's team play more than the individual players, because I do think that they work well as a unit. And hopefully the plan that we put forward, we are going to be successful.
Words from Coach Kenwin Jones, and here we have the QRC young men ready to support their team. James, what do you make of what he said?
Yeah, I think he's honest. He's honest about the expectations that he expects from his teams. What I think though is that QRC, they're not going to get a lot of the ball in this match. Fatima, they love hogging possession. They're going to keep lots of possession. QRC have to be able to take chances when they become available and be as clinical as possible.
Well, Colin Murray is waiting to speak about this. Tell us about Fatima College, what they need to do today to win.
The normal. Play the normal game. They tend to go wide. They use Bailey going down one side. They use Williams going down the next side. They get the ball across to the striker. The midfielders start to push forward. That is Romani. So, I expect, and then don't forget the wing backs. Hospitalis on one side, Nunes, they push forward all the time. I think Fatima, to be honest, they've got a good all-round team. You know, I'm not sure where I can pinpoint a weakness in the team.
What I'd like to see from them, though, they've got to play quicker. Fatima College, they have possession at times, but I expect that QRC will make this game difficult and try to frustrate them. So they've got to play quicker and up the intensity.
Well, guys, we spoke to Hudson Baba Charles, their coach, before today's matchup, and this is what Baba had to say.
Our aim is really to play in 3 finals. Right, come Friday is the second finals. But one of the things I spoke with the boys is that complacency, that wouldn't affect us, because we always keep the guys grounded, let them know exactly that QRC, they come in to win it too. So with that, you know, we had to keep our foot on the ground. We just had to do what we accustomed doing, and we're gonna be all right. As I say, as the season goes on, you know, it has some players who will lose live form, right? So what we try to do is to kind of freshen up the team, right? So hence the reason why you might see Shapes, he might be starting, and Mason might be coming on. It is something that we plan just to keep the players fresh. I believe in my team. I believe in our defensive structure. I think we have some capable guys who can you know, go up against any offensive player. I believe in them, and I think they will do good. Our strength is our attacking 5, especially out on the flanks with our skipper, like Christian Bailey, and our next other winger, Karim Williams. I think, and with Chavez, I think we have a force to be reckoned with.
There you have it, Coach Baba of Fatima College. When we come back around, it's do or die time. We find out who will win the North Zone Coca-Cola Intercol. Who will raise the trophy? Will it be Fatima College or QRC? We find out when we come back here at the Hasty Crawford Stadium.
Welcome here to the Hazley Crawford Stadium, and we're just about getting set for action because the teams, they're not yet making their way out from the tunnel, but we expect to see the teams coming out in a little while. There was a lovely shot there just of the Hazley Crawford Stadium. There is the substitutes of the Fatima team making their way to the bench, and we have some rainy conditions here. It's the field is going to be pretty heavy, and we'll have to wait and see how the teams adapt to that. There is the QRC bench, and Coach Kenwin Jones looking very, very there he's smiling and looking up at the crowd, and of course he's got to decide how he's going to approach today's game. And there is the Fatima substitutes bench, and there is a wonderful shot of the Hazley Crawford Stadium, the main stadium in Port of Spain, and next it is the highway, the Audrey Jeffers Highway, and really a lovely shot of the Hazley Crawford Stadium. And the ball boys, they're in. You can see how the track is very wet, and we'll have to wait and see just how these teams adjust to the conditions. Here are the teams making their way out. Fatima in yellow and QRC in their navy blue, and the officials for the game, they're making their way out, and the crowd, not a bad crowd at the moment. I expect it's going to build up. Even more here in this final. And Fatima in the yellow kits, as I said, QRC in navy blue. James, should be a very interesting game. I know we talked a lot about it before the start. What we haven't really talked about is the field in terms of the condition of the field. I would expect the field is going to be heavy, but this ground, it doesn't really hold the water, and we'll have to wait and see just how both teams start.
Yeah, nice wet conditions. It's a lot of rain that we had in Trinidad and Tobago, but as you said, the Hazley Crawford Stadium, the premium facility here in Trinidad and Tobago, expect that it would be good conditions on the field, perhaps a bit slick, but what it does, it gives a softer feel and texture to the ground that should be good for good football.
Well, here is the players being met by the president of the Secondary Schools League, that's Mr. Mariri Gonzalez. I see then the principal of Fatima College, Mr. Cooper, and then the principal there of Queen's Royal College is also there. And seems to be as well the brand specialist of Coca-Cola. So the players, of course it is a final, so it's always nice for dignitaries to meet the players, and we see it's, yes, as I said, Mariri Gonzalez. James, beside the president of the Secondary Schools League, I think Mr. Cooper from Fatima College, the principal, is there as well.
Yeah, Ronaldo Cooper, principal. Of course, Joseph Taylor, who's also the chairman of the SSFL North Zone. And, well, the lone female, Simone Haynes Noel, school supervisor 3, as well as Anthony Lovelace of Coca-Cola.
Yes, so there is Mariri Gonzalez and the principal of Fatima, principal of QRC, and the Coca-Cola brand specialist. So the teams now are going to meet each other. So that's always nice to see that, James. You know, they just give a little bounce of the hand. Beforehand, they are the officials. It's Anton Gill is the fourth official, and the referee is Timothy Derry, Sash Ramrup, and Yarin Gosain are the other assistant referee 1 and assistant referee 2. So Mr. Derry is going to hold the whistle and have the national anthem. So there is the playing of the national anthem. Again, something very, very nice, James, to hear the national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago playing before school's Intercol final.
Yeah, it's a dream of every schoolboy to stand up, line up here in national anthem play. And I'm sure most of these will be looking to move on to the next level, maybe international level, but this is as close as it gets, a final. Well, we'll see who will make the cut today in the first 11.
Yeah, here is the Fatima College lineup. There's Nunes, Hospitalis, Atong, Jordan, Williams, Romani, Alcantara, Williams, Shaves, Bailey, Edwards. Very, very similar team to what obtained in the semi-final and the coach Hudson Charles. And let's quickly look at the formation, James, of the Fatima College team.
Yeah, no real surprises in there. Alcantara will sit at the base of the midfield. He'll be flanked by Hospitalis and Jordan. And, Bailey, Williams, and Shaves will lead the line. Very mobile attacker, and expect a lot from him with Edwards at the bottom and goal.
Yes, and the QRC there is the Fatima team taking their photo. And we're going to have a look at the QRC lineup. So this is the QRC lineup for the final. Cristiano Austin, who had a pretty good game against Malik. He is in goal again, is Mohammed. Kwashi, who scored that wonderful volley. Nelson, Tuckett, Thompson, Karuth. You've done the Fatima team will have to look out for Karuth, Gray, King, Lamsey, and Franklin. And the coach, Kenwin Jones. And let's have a look, James, at their formation.
Yeah, when you look at how they line up, well, it's a more conventional 4-3-3-1. Karuth will, of course, lead the line. And, a conventional 3 across the midfield with Gray, Lamsey, and Kwashi, while King, Thompson, and Franklin will be attackers. And, of course, I figure that they'll have the license to roam freely about the attack there. But I believe that he's set up like that because he wants to keep that middle nice and compact, force Fatima out wide and frustrate them as long as possible.
Well, let's get this game underway. It's the Coca-Cola North Zone Intercol final. We've been waiting for this now for 1 week, and it's finally here. QRC College coming up against Fatima College in what should be a really thrilling encounter. The ground conditions here are very, very wet as QRC immediately foul on the Fatima player. Let's see who is brought down there. Lamsey was caught, James, on the ball, and it was a quick attack from Atong, who was moving forward very quickly, and Lamsey, before he knew what was happening, Atong had won the ball.
Yeah, welcome to the finals, kid. This is a big competition, and you've got to come tough and ready. I tell you who's tough and ready, QRC at the moment.
Well, it's going to be a free kick. Jaden Williams is lining up over it. And he decides to go to goal. I don't think that was not only was it a good shot, but I thought with the distance, he was far too, he's talking 35 meters out. He had to hit that really well to test the goalkeeper.
Yeah, wrong option, too far, and too early as well. Could have utilized that opportunity to get some of the bodies ahead of him involved. But it's still early days in this finals, and you expect that you won't see folks go for lots of spectacular efforts. It's just the occasion.
Well, the ball's set down and the heads go up. This is Kwashi, does well, but quickly it's picked up by Hospitalis. He's sending it forward for Bailey. He's getting on the right side of King. Still Bailey getting the cross in. And a bad mix-up! Fatima scored! A terrible mix-up there between the goalkeeper. Shaves, following up, was able to put it into the back of the net in the second minute. Well, Fatima has scored, but what an awful mix-up, James. I don't know if it's a little bit of nerves, but a lack of communication between the defender and Austin.
Yeah, nervy. It's groovy early for Fatima. And after the dancing show, deflected. Should have been the goalkeeper's ball. An easy scoop up. Perhaps should have left it for the defender. Tell you what was missing. Communication. And that didn't happen. And when it's slippery like that, errors of her. And Fatima, well, they feed on errors. They have them for breakfast.
Well, yes, it was a terrible mix-up between Philip Gray and goalkeeper Austin, and the loose ball. Give Shaves credit though, James. You know, it's the kind of goal scorers. How should I put it? An opportune moment for a goal scorer, because he could have stayed back. He was following on it, and he capitalized on the mistake.
Yeah, people talk about skills all the time. They talk about goal scoring. It's an underrated facet of being a good attacker, and that's offensive awareness. And I think Shaves has a lot of that. That's that third eye, that third sense, knowing where to be at the right time. And was at the right place at the right time.
So Fatima, they have taken an early lead, but QRC, they have found themselves trailing so far in the quarterfinal, in the semi-final, and going down the right side there is great, but it's well marshaled over the line by Nunes, and it's going to be a goal kick for Fatima.
I gotta say, I must feel a bit sorry for QRC. Any team talk, any way that Kenman Jones had intended to set up his team and start off, that is out the door now. When you concede a goal within the first minute of a match, it changes everything.
And it's also the kind of goal you concede. There's Nunes playing a ball with too much on it, and Williams can't get to it, so it's going to be a goal kick for QRC. Yeah, that's there is Hudson Baba Charles, the coach of Fatima. He would be pleased so far with the start. He's really, his team has done nothing, and they find themselves one goal up.
Well, Christmas game early, didn't it? Early goal, early gift.
This is Franklin, back to Austin. Well, what was that? And, not too sure. A little bit of panic stations there from Thompson. And it's going to be a throw for Fatima. Jordan.
But if it means anything, Colin, Christian Austin did concede early in the last matchup that they faced. That, of course, was against Malik, and we all know how that turned out.
Well, you know, as I said, QRC, you know, you don't want to make a habit of always falling behind. But, you know, they've come from behind before. So I don't think they're going to panic at the moment. You know, they've just got to play the game now as if it's goalless, and just try and do the right things and try and get a goal back. Well, here is Hospitalis getting it to Williams, and is it going to be a free kick? I thought Williams' boot was pretty high. Yes, and QRC, they've got a free kick. So it's Nelson with the free kick for QRC. It's 5.5 minutes gone here. And that one sent into the box. The heads go up. Williams is there first. And that ball sealed it. An appeal there for a handle ball. And we'll have to have a look at it, James, because it seemed to have come off the hand of Hospitalis, and one or two QRC players appeal. Let's just have a look at that again.
Well, I'm sure you heard the groans.
The referee was on spot.
Yeah, you heard the groans from the crowd. I think they have a case, don't they? QRC did look relatively close to the hand, but what was most important is that Timothy Derry was pretty close to the action as well. He got a good look. He determined it wasn't.
Let's have a look at it here, James.
Yeah, this one bounced down awkwardly, and yeah, just coming up in the armpit area. There was his hands in a unnatural area. Did he intentionally handle it? It's all opinion, it's all subjective these days. Timothy Derry was close, he decided it wasn't.
Well, here is QRC trying to come forward with it through Caruth, but it's won back by Fatima. It's Atong, goes wide to Bailey. Chips that ball forward for the effervescent Shaves. Sends it in field, and this is Romani looking for it, but bad control by Williams, as this is Jordan. Sends it deep, looking for Shaves. Gets there before the defender, but couldn't control his header. Very willing runner is Shaves, James. He's always running around, trying to create chances.
Yeah, that might be a half chance, but in my book here, should have done better there. Shaves, ball was placed in a good area, made the right run, just didn't make the right connection. The right connection on a slippery surface might have given them a chance.
So this is the goal kick sent downfield. Eventually it's played out by Lampsey. Come off of the Fatima player. Came off of Lampsey, sorry. And here is another attack for Fatima. Ball bouncing high over the heads of one and all. This is Jordan getting it to Romani. Back to Jordan. He's looking for some support, gets nice support infield, but it's not controlled. As there goes Alcantara was controlling it. There goes Kouassi. That's a good tackle from Williams. He was the last defender covering, but the referee, he's called the play back because there was a foul initially, I thought, by Alcantara, and he's called the play back.
Yeah, I didn't see exactly the moment when that foul happened. Maybe here, yeah, got in really late. And well, it was a good passage of play though from QRC.
Alcantara was very late with the tackle, and because of that, James, the referee pulled, and quite rightly, they lost the advantage and he pulled the play back. So
yeah, that's good refereeing. Timothy Derry, one of the young referees, always on top of his game.
This is a deep free kick into the heart of that Fatima defense. The ball bounces off of Atong, but it's nicely picked up by Hospitalis, but he's stripped. It's going to be a free kick for Fatima. So they lead by that second-minute goal from Shaves, as this is played to Williams. This is Chaim Williams. Going up that side is Jordan. Looking around, looking for some support. Gets it back to Williams. Sends that ball over onto the far side. Bailey, the skipper, picks it up, feeds Hospitalis, gets to that byline, sends the ball back in. This is Atong, can't get the shot away. It's going to be cleared away by Thompson. But it goes a throw. This is Bailey, getting it into Alcantara, back to Bailey. Alcantara turns with it, sends a good ball towards Williams, but he's offside, and it's going to be a free kick for Kouassi.
Good idea though from Fatima College, trying to stretch Queens Royal College. Now they're playing a 4-4-3 Kenwin Jones, and team a bit narrow, but I think a bit too narrow. Just look, everybody concentrated in the middle, and good awareness here from the kid, pulling away, creating some space for himself, just drifting offside on that occasion. But they've got to be careful though that they don't get too narrow trying to cut out passes in the middle of QRC.
Yes, I was just pointing to seeing Kenwin Jones not panicking, but some movements. They're asking for some movements from some of his players. As QRC, they have a throw.
It's all about positional play and effectively covering space. It's not always about just fitting together, bunching together. Yeah, you got to be tight, but positionally, you have to set up well positionally to cut out portions of space.
Well, here goes Kouassi down that left side. He's pushed it too far. Edwards would pick up that very easily, as Mohammed was going down that left side, but pushed it just a bit too far ahead of him. As Fatima trying to settle things down again. This is Nunes. He's got a good left foot on him. Sends a nice ball forward, looking for Tom. It's not well headed by King, but it's picked up in the midfield by Alcantara. This is Bailey, looking to come in field with it. Looking to play a 1-2 with Shaves, but the ball is played out towards Atong. He goes back to Hospitalis. Bailey into Hospitalis. Tries to turn back, slips, but still has possession. Gets it to Atong. Let's see the cross. Looking, not a good one. I thought he was looking for the far post, James, because lurching there was Chaim Williams at that far post. But Atong didn't get it right, didn't hit it hard enough and deep enough.
I'm looking at the way QRC is set up defensively. You're playing three midfielders. They're close to each other, but they're leaving large pockets of space. There's no way that playing the way that QRC intend and Colin and Ken Kevin Jones intends to seem to play, that Fatima College should be picking out passes so easily in the middle.
Well, this is Shaves. Gets it to Alcantara. He's trying to play that through ball to Williams. Intercepted by Franklin. And eventually Williams fighting back for it. And eventually King is going to clear it. And it's going to be a throw for Fatima. This is Jordan with the throw. Looking for some movement. Gets it from Romani. But it's won here by QRC as they come forward with it. This is Caruth, the real danger man. Plays a good ball to Nelson, but across comes Jaden Williams, and he plays it out. He is such a tower of strength for Fatima James in the back line, Jaden Williams.
Yeah, his reading of the game is really top notch, and call them the clean-up men. They clean up when everybody else makes a mess. Positional awareness has to be at the top of the priority when you're playing in that position.
Well, Atong does well, gets it over the head and sends up through ball to Shaves, but that's not where he wanted it. He wanted it in front of him. He can't get it, and it goes out of play for a throw. No, the idea was good. Atong did everything well there, James. He got it over the midfielder, and he really was trying to play it through to Shaves. Shaves wanted it in front of him. It was played behind him.
Yeah, I think it needed a bit more bend. It was a bit too straight. Tried to play that one with his right boot. From that angle, it was always difficult to get it in the path of Shaves. Maybe the outside of the boot.
Here's Romani. Has a long range shot. Whoa, my word! This is Shaves again. And the keeper eventually. What was happening there? Was it a case of judgment? Did he think it was going outside? James, that's the only thing I could think of. Let's have a look. The shot from Romani.
Yeah, that's another big error from the goalkeeper. Just misjudged it, really. Allowed it to go. Well, I tell you what, certainly had no idea where that one was going, and he's quite fortunate to be able to get a second chance.
Maybe he did think it was going to hit the post, but really, but he did well in the end because Shaves, as usual, Shaves following in, and you have to think Shaves, he should have maybe hit it one time, tried to go wrong the keeper, and that was the mistake he made.
I think what we're seeing is a repercussion of the early goal that he conceded. As a goalkeeper, when you concede that early in the game.
Here's Williams. Oh, he's got there before the keeper. Another terrible error, and all of a sudden, Fatima lead here by 2 goals to nil after 15 minutes. Well, now when you think about it, James, it was a ball hit straight across to the far post. We've seen Fatima do this before. Chaim Williams took it on his chest, and we all thought, let's have a look. James, you go through this.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. Again, getting too narrow, and it's the second time that Chaim Williams gets in that area. I spoke about it the first time, but the mistake was not corrected, and when he got a lot of space and time because what got the central defender too narrow, and then the goalkeeper, well, forced to commit, and from that range could have gone anyway, this time in the back of the net.
Well, Fatima now leading 2-0. This is a mountain to climb now. As early as this for QRC, it is a mountain to climb. James as Williams weaving his way through the defense, gets it to Bailey. Bailey, twisted, turning with it, decides to go back to Hospitalis. Up to Bailey. And good strong challenge coming in there from King. And Fatima with the throw. It's with Hospitalis, plays it into Alcantara, and that's not a good ball, and it's going to be a throw for QRC.
Now it's one thing when you set your team up to play. Now the players' understanding of what is required sometimes handle the coach down. Kevin Jones wants to be compact with his team, wants his boys to be narrow, but I think positionally they've got to be better aware of how they cover space on the field, and at times they're finding themselves a bit too narrow. At times they've been finding large gaps between the lines, and well, teams like Fatima
they give it away again. This is Bailey, and still Bailey, and eventually they're shooting themselves in the foot, James. They're giving Fatima 2 gifts, and they're trying to give them a 3rd gift.
Well, it's a horror show, isn't it, for Fatima, for QRC. And some nerves again. Picked his pocket there, 2v1, and this was always going to be a dangerous situation. I thought the striker did well though to hold it up as well as possible, but they're able to commit so many bodies forward now, Fatima College, that they're winning the numerical battles.
Yeah, Thompson was there. He came back to assist King. King was the one who made the initial error. The goalkeeper threw the ball out to him and he was dilly-dallying with it. He wasn't sure what to do with it. And as you rightly said, his pocket was picked by Bailey. And luckily Thompson came back. But here goes Williams, cutting inside. He showed too much of the ball there to Gray. And Gray plays it out. And it's going to be a throw for Fatima. So 2 goals now. There is Kenwin Jones. Penny for his thoughts, James.
Yeah, must be thinking, how do I readjust? Is the early strategy going out the door? That early goal starting it off?
Well, we did talk about QRC leaking goals. Going forward so far, they haven't looked bad. This is Quashi trying to get Mohammed through. The loose ball is picked up by Nelson. Here goes Mohammed. He's offside. Should have never looked to pick up that ball because Caruth was going through nicely and he should have left it for Caruth to make the run. But again, we see QRC going forward here, James, and going forward really offensively, they've looked good.
Yeah, should have been the decoy there. And, but he took a touch and went offside in the end. But QRC, as you said, Fatima College are committing so many bodies forward that when QRC break, they're able to have lots of space to exploit. It's a risk, but it's a risk that's paying dividends at the moment for Fatima College.
There is Hudson Baba Charles, the head coach for Fatima. We've talked about Quashi, we've talked about Caruth, and we've talked about Mohammed. And when they combine, they look pretty good. The problem is they're leaking goals at the back. Here is Romani getting it to Hospitalis, playing it into Atong. Atong gets it across to Jordan, who takes it nicely on his chest. Is he going to look to play it in field? He's got Williams wide, plays it to Atong, who gets around him and has the shot, but it goes straight to the goalkeeper, who just dives to his left to pick it up. So Fatima leading here, 2-0 after 19 minutes. As Austin with a long kick forward, it goes to Williams, comes in field with it, decides, oh, he gives it away, gives it to Mohammed. This is Caruth making that run, going up that left side. It looks to be King, and then plays it long but too close to the keeper. Actually, that was Quashi playing that ball a little too far forward. But here is Jaden Williams. This is Noons. Jordan. Shaves. Trying to get Atong going. Good sliding tackle coming from Thompson. And he's giving away a throw. The throw taken quickly. This is Jordan. Goes by his man. Atong. Jordan going up that left side. Sends it over to the far post. And coming in at that far post. Let's see. It looked to be Bailey. No, it was not Bailey coming in at that far post. Let's see.
Well, I think personally, again, losing their man. The goalkeeper tried to get there. Maybe he should have used his feet to get around a bit quicker, but the defender just allowing his man to slip in on the inside of him, and QRC, they're living dangerously when they defend like that. They're lucky that that was not goal number 3.
So what has happened is Williams was the man who's gone over onto that far side. So the 2 wide men for Fatima, Williams has gone to that right side. It was he who was coming in at that far post and just couldn't get it right. Here's Williams, sends the ball forward, shaves his offside, and it's going to be a free kick for QRC. Here is QRC looking to go forward, but it's won by Bailey, but he can't get it towards Shaves. Good strong challenge coming in from Franklin, and it's going to be a throw. Bailey quickly with the throw. Ball coming off of Thompson. It's going to go out. No, Atong keeps it in and goes by his man. This is Atong. Goes by two. Just did a little too much. He should have played it inside. He had more than one opportunity and didn't play it inside, and it goes out. It's going to be a goal. Yes. Let's look at the work, James.
Well, first I'm impressed by his technical ability. He's got very limited space here. The first one getting past, and look at the second one. But maybe doing a bit too much. He did have two bodies inside to aim at, but perhaps not seeing a pass in time.
Yeah, I thought he should have got it over, but decided not to. But here's Williams heading that on, but it's going to be a free kick for QRC.
Well, there's a QRC old boy, second star, the soccer star in the black. I wonder what he's thinking right now, looking at his old college.
Did he ever play? Did he play? You know if he played any sport?
He did play football. I can't remember the level though. Second star.
Should have been a goalkeeper, shouldn't he?
Yeah, he's very tall, isn't he?
Yes. Well, it's going to be a free kick for QRC as the horns start up. And it's basically, I like it, James. QRC, we want a goal. And the song has started. And they don't only want a goal, James, they need a goal.
I think it should be plural, goals.
Well, here's Nelson. That's going to go over the bar. You can't score from that kind of range, James. It's got to have some power and it's got to have direction. That had neither.
What I like though, did have a good kicking technique. Just needed to keep it down. Ball was well shot. Maybe not the most power as you said, but did it cleanly.
Long ball played to Shaves. He can't control it. Played away towards Karoon. This is Nelson. Turning nicely with, gives it to Kwashi. Kwashi loses out. And this is Bailey. He's on his way. Another mistake here from QRC. Bailey makes it 3-0. In the 25th minute, it's raining goals here now at the Hasty Crawford Stadium. It's quickly becoming a no contest. Yet another mistake, James. We've said this before. QRC is leaky at the back.
This is the part I like here. And Nancy the Spider might think he's tricky, but I think Bailey was trickier. Good awareness coming around on the blind side of the defender. Don't think the defender saw him at all, Bailey. And well, when he picked his pocket, he made it look easy in the end. But I give that credit to Bailey and his awareness. Blindsided the defender. And well, it's goal number 3.
There's the Fatima rhythm section. They are happy, even though some of them are not smiling, but they must be very happy at the moment because Fatima, they have moved into a commanding 3-0 lead, and it's only 25 minutes of this game gone. And you just have to think, James, the next goal in this game has to come from QRC. Well, here they come forward with it, Mohammed. Still Mohammed. A bit of a deflection, so they've got a corner.
Well, they can't say that they haven't gotten close to goal, QRC. You've got to feel that their game plan, at least coming into this, you would have expected that they would not have had as much possession. Set pieces, you just think has to be critical for them. Well, they're trailing by 3 goals, and they've got to make use of every set piece opportunity if they aim to try and get back in this match.
Well, here is Nelson with the corner. Not a bad one. The heads go up, headed wide. I think it was Caruth who got there, but just couldn't get the header. It was a good corner, you have to admit, and it was well attacked by the QRC players. Just the end result wasn't what they wanted.
Yeah, they've got a gamble. Fortunately, not getting the dividends they needed. At the moment, Fatima, they're cruising. It's an easy contest for them. They're down by 3 goals, QRC, but they've got to make it more difficult for Fatima College. At the moment, they're pedestrian.
Too many mistakes at the back, and that's the problem. Well, the ball played all the way back to Edwards. So this is Hospitalis. This is Williams to Nunes. He's got, look at the space he's got ahead of him. Plays a good ball towards Bailey. Making the run is a Tong. Goes by the player. Can he get it across? Yes, he can. And it's cleared away. It's going to be a left-sided corner for Fatima. King was the man getting in the way, James, to clear that.
Yeah, this was a good run again. They've had joy down this left-hand channel. Tristate couldn't pick up the runs of the likes of Williams and company, who's coming in.
Well, another goal was nearly scored there while we were looking at the replay, but it went to goalkeeper Austin. Give him credit here. So 3-0. The goals coming in the second minute from Shave. Let's have a look at it. I just ran away from Williams, didn't it?
Yeah, just a heavy touch. He scored more difficult ones than that this season.
Well, this is Caruth. Oh, Hospitalis does very well. He lost it. He's taken it out, and it's going to be a throw for QRC. Yes, goals coming in the second minute through Shaves, the 15th minute through Chime Williams, and then in the 25th through Bailey. So, nice crowd here at the Casey Crawford Stadium as Nelson loses out, but it's picked up here by Franklin. Plays it back to Lampsey. Turns with it! Mohammed looking to have the shot, but ran into a Fatima block. And still QRC in possession as they're looking to come forward through Franklin. He has to go all the way back. Gets it towards Gray. Gray playing that ball forward, looking for Nelson. But it's won here by Jordan. And eventually it's played out. It's going to be a throw for Fatima. This is Nunes. That could be for Caruth, but Hospitalis does well. Wins it back from Caruth, but he gives it away towards King. Long ball forward. Goes all the way back towards Austin, who clears it upfield. So here comes Fatima again. Ball picked up by Atong. All the way back towards Jaden Williams. He plays that a good ball, really, or badly controlled by Bailey. He should have done better. It was a good ball. 30 minutes gone here. Fatima College, they are leading Queen's Royal College by 3-0. And at the moment it's they're comfortably ahead as the ball is picked up here by Alcantara. Goes wide towards Chime Williams, but he can get past, let's see, the man out there on the far side is King. Or is it Tuckett? No, that was Tuckett. And it's going to be a throw.
Well, that's old Fatima old boy. You might know his face. Simon D. Nobrega, appointed in the office of the Prime Minister here in Trinidad and Tobago. Also a Fatima old boy. Sure he's enjoying what he's seeing at the moment.
Well, most Fatima old boys will be enjoying what they're seeing at the moment, James. So here is a throw for QRC. But the flags are flying still. They're not giving up. And they shouldn't, because they still got an hour and more in this game left, James.
Looks like the cheese stands alone though.
Well, here is Fatima looking to go forward. Thompson gets there before Bailey. It's going to be a throw for Fatima. Coming to take the throw is Jordan. Gets it in towards Atong. It's taking too long, but did well in the end to get it to Nunes. Plays a good ball to Jordan. Nunes. Jaden Williams chipping it over the top, looking for shaves, headed away. But still, it's Atong. Has a shot, goes over the bar. Never got over that ball.
Yeah, he never got over it. Did have a crack, was given ton loads of space. And well, when you've got a right foot rocket like that, you attempt it. Didn't work out that time for him though. Did see lots of those in the semi-final, didn't we? Malik versus QRC. Two of the best that we've seen in the Intercol so far.
Well, the ball played through, but Austin is going to get there before anybody else. Sends a deep ball, long ball. Williams gets there before anybody, clears it away. It's going to be a throw for QRC. We've always said when they're going forward, they create problems. But when you make elementary mistakes at the back against a good team like Fatima, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, I think our decision making has let them down in the opportunities that they have had. I think they're getting chances primarily because of the amount of numbers Fatima have committed forward. Now with the game a bit more settled, Fatima College just taking their foot off the gas, will be a bit more difficult for them to find that space that they found earlier.
Well, Edwards rolls it out to Jaden Williams. Gets it to Nunes. So this is Nunes in possession. Gets it to Alcantara. He goes across towards Hospitalis. They're going to play it forward. Romani has made that run up that right side, but it's quickly won by King. He gets it to Thompson. He gives it right back to Hospitalis, who in turn gives it away as QRC looking to come forward with Kwashi. Ball comes off of Williams, and it's going to be a throw for QRC. There is yeah, we're going to have a look at it again because he had a lot of opportunity to settle the ball and then shoot.
I just comes down to the lack of chances that you created, and one chance that you get, you snatch it at it.
Yes, but we're going to take a look at that chance from QRC in a little bit. Here is a ball sent forward by Nunes. Eventually picked up by Hospitalis. Goes wide towards Williams. Still in control. Gets it towards Romani. Goes all the way back towards Nunes. This is Nunes. Atong. Hospitalis. He gives it away. And it's picked up by, let's see, it looked like King. As it's Nunes now in possession. Plays a good ball to Jordan. Comes in field with it. Still in possession. He gives it away though. Franklin. And all of a sudden, both teams guilty of giving the ball away.
Yeah, I think it's a critical juncture in the game, in particular for QRC, for Fatima. Well, speaking of QRC, though, they did get an opportunity, and well, this is a sitter. Time and room. I could have parked the jumbo jet with the amount of space that he was given. Well, guess what? He couldn't park his jet up in the top corner. Sent it a long way over, up and away.
Missed the runway, didn't he? Yeah, that's what I thought, James. But here goes Nelson. This is Kwashi. Just trying to do a little too much. Loses out. It's picked up here by Jordan. Bailey. As Jordan continues that run up the left side. This is Bailey, the skipper. Looking to come in field with it. Gives it to Jordan. Headed away. And the Kwashi challenging Jordan for it. Eventually it's picked up by Alcantara. This is Nunes. Is he going to have a go? No. Plays it to Shaves. Shaves coming inside with it. Has a shot, but not very powerful. And it's easy pickings for Austin.
Well, I wouldn't argue with a man like Shaves for having a go, but I think he made the wrong decision. Did everything right. Nice movement of the ball to find space in behind the defense. But when he cut inside, he opened up a big picture, and there was a man coming in on the far side. One ball across to him, and it might have been a different story.
But here is Bailey getting it to Jordan. He can't control it. Game has lost its, how should I put it, James? It's slowed a little bit, and QRC needs to pick up the pace, don't they?
Pizzazz, is that the word you're looking for?
Yeah, I could be looking for that word, but at the end of the day, QRC needs to pick it up because they just can't relax. They've got to try and keep the pressure on or put more pressure on this Fatima team. Well, here's Bailey. Jordan going up that left side as per usual. Sends the cross in. Austin comes, he drops it. My word, and eventually still it's chipped, but it's chipped wide by Romani. So Austin looking very, very uncomfortable in the QRC goal. I mean, this was an element you take for him, James, and it was unfortunate. There's coach Kenwin Jones, but he looked so assured against Malik. Today, I don't know if it's the final and the nerves have got the better of him.
Yeah, well, one of the things with Cristiano Austin, didn't play as many matches as you'd have liked in the season. His coach mentioned that he was injured early, did miss a couple of matches, and sometimes it's just difficult coming in late in the season and trying to get up to speed with the rhythm. And I think just a bit of nerves getting the better of him on a couple of occasions.
Well, Franklin loses out to Shaves. Still Shaves, he goes down, but the referee says play on. This ball is played out here to Gray. Gray decides to go back to Thompson, but out comes goalkeeper Austin. Sends the ball deep into the heart of the Fatima defense, but Williams pumps it back forward. Bailey giving chase. He gets there before the defender. Looking for some support now. Tries to go past the defender, and he's not been able to keep it in, and it's going to be a goal kick. So the whistle went long before. Nice bit of play though, and Shaves took that goal well, but really and truly, the whistle had gone long before.
Yeah, like a good fireworks show. It looked good when it lasted. Unfortunately, that one drifted across the goal line before Bailey could get it across the Shaves, but Shaves certainly putting on an exhibition exactly what he could do when that ball comes into that area.
Well, here's QRC playing around with the ball at the back. Well, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. What is Austin thinking here? Well, you know, this is suicidal now. I mean, you know, this is goals that they have absolutely given away. Look at that. They're playing with it at the back. What's he doing? I mean, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
On the contrary though, of course, totally at fault for giving away possession. But what were the defenders doing? You've got to give your goalkeeper a better angle to get rid of it, particularly if you know he's not as good with his feet. You've got to give him a big picture. You've got to create passing lanes early. And I don't think that the defenders did that well enough. They've got to share responsibility for that.
The thing is, James, they've been giving away goals at the back by poor defending. Get the ball away from your goal as far as possible and as quickly as possible. But here comes Bailey. The ball goes out towards Jordan, plays it in field, and eventually it's cleared away by Franklin. Nunes doesn't really hold on to it well. but in the end he does well, gets it to Edwards. Edwards is going to go across to Williams. So this is Jaden Williams. Shaves can't control it. It's picked up by Gray. Chips it downfield. Looking for Nelson, but it goes all the way to the keeper. So Fatima comfortably leading here by 4 goals to nil. And you really have to say at the end, they were gifted the goals, James. There's no doubt about it.
Now in the pre-game build-up, I spoke about Edwards on the opposite end in Fatima's goal. I mentioned that goalkeeping has been a bit disappointing in this year's edition of the secondary schools football. Edwards has stood out, and I think primarily some teams have been just undone by poor goalkeeping. I think it's an area that league administrators and coaches will have to look into, getting specialist goalkeeping coaches in there. Well, and work with the goalkeepers.
We saw a good bit of goalkeeping by the presentation keeper, Lazarus. He actually won the man of the match, and he was excellent. I mean, at the end of the day, presentation won by 1 goal to nil, and he was the one who really kept presentation in the game.
Yeah, his father is a goalkeeping coach as well. Goalkeeping coach for Carpi Chima. So he's been tutored. He's also a national goalkeeper, Michael Lazarus. However, I think there needs to be an intervention in that regard. If anything that I would point my finger at wholeheartedly and say that I'm a bit disappointed in is the level of goalkeeping across the country in the secondary schools.
Well, here is Gray coming forward with it. And that's ball nicely played through, but it's going to, out comes Edwards. That is positive, good goalkeeping. Edwards realized the danger early, James, and he came out, he pounced on it, and he thwarted whatever danger QRC was posing there.
And that's the difference when you've got a goalkeeper that inspires confidence, can win you games in tough moments.
This is Bailey. Gets it back to Shaves, looking to go wrong his man and trying to do a little too much, but Fatima come again through Romani. Hospitalis sent it in field. Shaves heads it on to Bailey. Bailey playing it back, looking for a tongue, and it's cleared downfield. So it's going to be a throw for Fatima. So we're in the final 30 seconds. We understand that there's no time added on. So we should hear the whistle after 45 minutes. This is Bailey. Jordan. It's a good tackle coming back there was Nelson. But now he gets beaten. And this is Nelson. Does well to keep it in, but eventually it goes out for a throw. The referee has blown his whistle to indicate that 45 minutes have been played. We're at the half here at the Hasely Crawford Stadium. It's the Coca-Cola North Zone Intercol final, and Fatima College, they are leading by 4 goals to nil. 2 goals from Shaves, 1 from Williams, and 1 from Bailey. And really and truly, one has to say they were gifted, James, no doubt, gifted those 4 goals.
Yeah, I think the better team is ahead at the moment, but also I think the team that has made the least amount of errors, and unfortunately for QRC, they're on the opposite end of that. They've made so many errors, and I think as well as you can coach, as best as you can set your team up, if you self-sabotage, it's going to bite you in the butt, and that's exactly what happened.
Yes, and that's what exactly has happened here to QRC. They went down as early as this. They went down as early as the 2nd minute when Shaves capitalized on a mistake. He had 2 mistakes basically in the 2nd and the 41st minute. Then Williams scored in the 15th and Bailey in the 25th minute, and that was it. Fatima College comfortably leading here at half time by 4 goals to nil against Queen's Royal College, and you just have to think, what can they do to get back into this game in the second half? It's going to be a Herculean effort for them to get back into this game. I don't know how they're going to make it, but we'll have to wait and see. So we're at half here at the Hasely Crawford Stadium. Fatima College leading by 4-0. We're going to take a break.
I got a mortgage customized to fit me.
Same day pre-approval on my loan. Wow!
Lower mortgage payments, so I have money to do more of the things that matter.
Happiness is owning my own crib.
Take advantage of our same-day mortgage pre-approval plus customized financing of up to 100% and enjoy low monthly payments. Happiness is home. Own it with VMBS.
VM, we're here for you. We are written into this land. You are written into our story. Together stronger we stand. Your win is our victory. We're a firm foundation here to stay. Build you a brighter way. Transform your everyday. Transform your
VM Group. Transform your everyday.
At the Hasty Crawford Stadium, with the current score being 4-0 in favor of Fatima College versus QRC. Joining me now is assistant coach Kerry Batista. Coach, first half is done. What are your thoughts on your team's performance so far?
Well, we're not winning our individual battles. We are second to all the balls. We left 4 goals in. We are not communicating well. We didn't defend it well. So those are the things we got to go into the dressing room and fix and come back out second half.
Well, your team, as you know, is down 4-0. So you have everything to play for. What is the conversation going to be like with the boys before they get into second half?
Well, definitely going to be a motivational pep talk, because at the end of the day, we are 4-0 down and we are trying to win this North Zone title. So everything got to be up and up from here on out.
Thank you so much, Coach Kerry Batiste. All the best in second half.
Okay, thanks.
Joining me now is assistant coach Russell Sutton from Fatima College. Now, coach, first half, as we know, is over. You guys are ahead by 4 goals. How do you assess the first half so far?
Well, actually, we saw QRC play against Malik, and we realized they're not comfortable in the back of the ball. So what we decided to do is to do a high press, and you could see from the results, 4 goals. Can ask for more from your team in the first half and a final.
Certainly, coach. So how are you going to maintain this winning streak going into second half?
Well, goal win matches, and we want to continue leaving a statement in the college league. We disappoint our fans against Benedict's. We want to let people know that Fatima reach, and we will continue to score goals in the second half as much as possible.
Thank you so much, Coach Sutton.
Pleasure.
All the best in the next 45 minutes.
Same to you. Thanks a lot.
Right now, I'm going to send it over to Colin and James, who are going to give us today's highlights.
Well, thank you so much, Siobhan. Let's take a look back at some of the good stuff and some of the bad, depending on what side of the fence you're on. And early in the match, it was QRC, as early as the first minutes, Bailey carving open the opportunity. And when the goalkeeper couldn't hold on, guess who's there? Yep, you got it. Shaves cleaning up the spill. And just like that, they were 1-0 ahead, Fatima College. Strong celebration. Later on, quite too narrow. And, Williams just slips it under the goalkeeper. And easy like that, QRC was steering at 2-goal deficit. Hugs to everybody. QRC well, they gave away possession quite cheaply, and when Bailey picked the pocket of the wing back, well, that was as easy as you get. It's not even Sunday morning, but he just made it look so simple. The skipper, 1 assist, 1 goal, and 3-0 for Fatima College. And there was to be more disaster for the team in blue, although they did get a piece of an opportunity, and when they did, they sent that one far away from the intended target. Then the goalkeeper, miscommunication, the back pass, no outlet. By the time he looked up, guess who was there? Yep, Shaves, and that was the second of the match. No time and space given from Shaves, closing down the goalkeeper, and after he picked his pocket, scored the second of the match. Fatima College leading by 4-0 at halftime.
Comfortably leading. Let's quickly go through the stats. 2 shots to 14, and that really tells you the story. 11 shots on target for Fatima, none at the moment for QRC. 2 fouls to 4 for Fatima, no yellow cards, no red cards, 1 offside QRC, 2 offsides for Fatima, 1 corner apiece, and 7 saves so far from the QRC goalkeeper. He's let in 4, but he saved 7, and the possession 61% for Fatima, 39% for the possession for QRC. So that's the highlights, that's the stats. Let's go down to Hans and see who he's got with him.
Thank you very much, James and Colin. Right now joined by Tevin Gill, former Fatima College player. And next to me we have QRC. This is the man that leads all the chants and the cheers every single game, Emil Patrick. I mean, you all have seen his face so many times in the stands. Tevin, now as a former player of Fatima College, how does it feel to see the score where it is today?
I mean, not just today, but we've seen the quality that Fatima has all season long.
Yeah.
I mean, they went on a very good unbeaten streak as well. And I mean, it's really good to see now in this final. I mean, they're no stranger to finals in terms of Intercol. And it's good to see that even in the first half, they could produce this type of quality in terms of scoring 4 goals in the first half. I mean, right now they're in the driver's seat, so, you know, we'll see how it goes.
Now, as a former player, what would it have meant to you if we had these games live on TV the way we do now on SportsMax and TV6?
I mean, it's amazing to see what SportsMax has been able to do in terms of the last few years, in terms of giving these young men and young players amazing exposure. I mean, I wish I had this in our time.
Yeah.
There's no telling what could have come of players that were in our generation with this type of exposure. But I mean, it's really good to see that they're getting this kind of exposure, like I said, and not only that, but being able to have clips easily available to them for the process of applying to universities.
And they always talk about it, so we say we do it for the future. Emil, what keeps you motivated to come in here every game, lead the chants, have the team going, have the crowd going? What does it mean, and what gets you to that point?
Yes, well, of course, you know, being a player on the Intercol team, yet suffering with the injury, of course, you had to miss out a couple of games.
Yeah.
So, of course, win, lose or draw, the school spirit is always there. You must always keep the chant going, must always keep the crowd going. And that's it. I was here to represent my team, and love always.
What do they need to do in the next half?
Next half, I think they need to focus more on keeping the possession, being patient with the ball, as well as in the back, the 2 centre-backs, they need to communicate more as well as keep the structure on. And just be patient. I think with enough motivation, enough support, they could potentially be a comeback. So we'll see.
All right, thank you very much,
All right.
Tevin. Thank you very much, Emil. Y'all, the score is 4-0. Fatima leading QRC in the Coca-Cola Intercol North Zone Final. In the next half, we see if Fatima can hold on to that lead or can QRC pull something out of the box. We'll be right back here at the Hasty Crawford Stadium.
Welcome back here to a very sunny Hazley Crawford Stadium, and it's at half. It's Fatima College. They're leading by 4 goals to 0 here, and really and truly it's been a comfortable first half for Fatima. Real mistakes made by the Queen's Royal College defense, and they've gifted Fatima College those 4 goals. And knowing Fatima as I do, James, they're going to be coming out looking for more in the second half. They are not, you talk about, a team has a lead and you manage the game, you get a little bit more tight defensively. Not this Fatima team. They remind me of St. Benedict's, and when I say, if St. Benedict's are 4 up at halftime, they're looking for 6, they're looking for 8, and it's the same with this Fatima team.
Yeah, of course, I'd be disappointed if I saw anything else. Hudson Charles, coach of Fatima College, he's not going to be satisfied. He has one eye on that team he just mentioned, St. Benedict's College, and the national Intercol, and he'll be using this match to get some of his ideas across, to try things that he'd like to try, and I expect that the Fatima College would certainly have their foot on the pedal for the entire 90 minutes. QRC though, their job to make it as difficult as possible. I think it's over as a contest if you're being realistic. However, if they can't make it uncomfortable for Fatima College, their fans would feel a bit more appeased in the second half.
Well, we see it looks as Fatima, they're making a substitution. Number 4, Atherton. I'm not sure who he's come on for. So Atherton, and he's gone into that position in the central defense together with Williams, and just having a look to see who may have come off. But there's Alcantara, gets it to Williams, and there's the man who's come on as a substitute, Atherton. And I think Jordan is off the field, so substitution. Atherton in, and Jordan is off, but here's Bailey, gets it to Shaves. This is Atong, and Fatima ready, looking to come forward, and it's going to be a free kick for Fatima. Atong is over the ball. Well, he gets it back to Hospitalis, and he now leaves it for Nunes. So Nunes is going to look to go to goal. Plays it wide to Hospitalis, who's made a good run, but he can't get wrong his man, and eventually it's cleared away. So it's going to be a goal kick for QRC. Idea was good. I thought just a little bit of control that Hospitalis was missing there.
Yeah, needed a better touch. And in the end, good defending from QRC. They'd want that lock to follow them for the remainder of this 45.
Well, here is Austin. It's a long ball forward, but headed by Atherton. A little bit of a tussle here. Bailey does well. Gets the better of Tuckett, but goes out of play. The throw already taken, but Hospitalis picks it up, gets it to Alcantara. Is he brought down? Yes, he is. It's going to be a free kick for Fatima. So there is confirmation of the substitution. Atherton on and Jordan off.
It's been one of the mainstays of this team, Atherton, for much of the season. His father is somewhere in the audience looking on.
Yeah,
fighter Atherton. He played with Fire Service back in the day.
I'm a little surprised, James, that he's lost his place on the team, and they've decided to go with Jordan. Jordan, in fact, started as a wide midfielder, and the ball played in. See, let's just have a look at this. But still, Fatima coming forward. It's with Hospitalis. Gets it to Bailey. Back to Hospitalis. Turns nicely with it, but a loose ball is picked up by Atong, and he can't get by Lampsey, and it's going to be a throw yet. Jordan started as a wide midfielder pushing up, and Nunes played the wing back, and Atherton was in the center. Atherton has lost his place, and Jordan, in fact, has come back now to the wing back, and Nunes has come inside. Here's a long ball being chased. Edwards gets there before Nelson.
Yeah, in modern football, you look at modern centre-backs, a lot of them are chosen because of their ball-playing ability. And I think Jordan, I'm not in the dressing room to find out exactly what's going on, but I think Jordan might get the nod ahead of Atherton because of his ability to help build up from behind. Atherton is a rugged defender, he's a solid defender. Probably you might argue even better defensively than Jordan, but I think the way that Hudson Charles wants to play, Jordan might get the nod in some games ahead of Atherton.
Kenwin Jones there. Hope you don't blame SportsMax for this defeat. But here is that ball being played in field as Kiwasi pick it up, but Atherton gets there before anybody else. Gets it towards Hospitalis and turns nicely with it, gets it back to Atherton. This is Williams. Long ball played. Is Shea's going to get there before Austin? No, he will not. And Austin does well. James, there's this lady down in the uncovered section. She's busily waving a flag. She's all on her own, and she is waving the flag there and having a good time. She's
yeah, she looks like a teacher.
Yeah. She's not giving up the support. There she is.
Yeah.
Not giving up at all, waving the flag. I hope All Stars are taking note.
Yeah, she looks like one of the front liners of one of those big steel bands. They need flag wavers like that.
Especially when things are down. Well, here goes QRC talking about things are down. Can they get back in the game? Can they get at least a goal? The ball is played wide to Bailey. Bailey plays it down the line for Shaves. Here comes Austin. Does send it up front. Long ball for Lamsey, but it's picked up by Noons. And this is Nelson. Noons wins it. Goes down the line to Williams. Williams does well. Williams still on the run. Williams eventually it comes off of the defender. Looked to be, let's see, could very well have been Thompson. And it goes out. It's going to be a corner, a left-sided corner for Fatima. It's going to be Williams with the corner. Tall figure and robust figure of Noons and Williams have gone up. Here is not a good corner, cleared away by Caruth. Mohammed tussling for it with Atherton. Atherton decides to go back to Hospitalis. Plays a nice ball wide towards Bailey, who's come more in field. Looking to play a 1-2 with Romani. Can he keep it in? He can certainly. Plays it all the way back to Hospitalis. Sends it in field. Headed away. It's picked up by Lamsey. And he clears it upfield to no one in particular. And it's going to be a throw for Fatima. We see a substitution being made here by QRC. So Mohammed is coming off, and the man coming on, let's see, is it Ronaldinho James?
Oh wow, that's the most famous number 10, isn't he, Ronaldinho?
I think it's Ronaldinho James. We'll just confirm that in a minute.
Diego Maradona. And of course Lionel Messi in this modern era. We will confirm the player who came in just a bit.
Well, here is Lamsey going up. Well, it's not Ronaldinho James.
I'm disappointed.
They're telling me it's Aberdeen. Well, again, it's being given away by Thompson. Now where goes Williams? Oh, he's pushed it too far. And Another gift was nearly given, but this time Williams didn't accept it. The last player there, it looked like Thompson, trying to dribble his way out of trouble, lost the ball, and they're lucky that they didn't pay with goal number 5. But here's Bailey. We'll have a look at that in a little bit again, James. But look at Bailey trying to go down the right side, takes it out. It's going to be a throw for QRC. Let's have a look at that again. Another mistake. The ball was won by Williams off of Thompson. It's Kedman Jones. There, Thompson lost the ball. We just missed that little part where he tried to dribble Williams, and in the end Williams pushed it too far and he lost it.
Yeah, he was wearing a steel-toe boot. Such was just too heavy, pushing it too far ahead. Gave the goalkeeper a chance, and well, their chance was gone.
So here's Jaden Williams. Atherton. Bailey. Looking for some support, turns with it, but it loose ball goes to Hospitalis, who does very well. Gets it back to Bailey. Back to Hospitalis. Good possession so far from Fatima, and a foul committed on Atong, so it's going to be a free kick. Good possession there. What I like about that, James, Fatima, they kept possession and moving the ball around, just waiting for that opening.
Yeah, they had good possession. What I'd like to see, though, utilizing the bigger spaces to get out of those tight areas. Good technical ability being shown in a small area, but there's lots of space on the other side, and that's where spatial awareness comes in, where players are able to identify space on the field and get into those areas as quickly as possible.
Very nice crowd here at the Hazel Crawford Stadium, a packed covered section, as that ball is played all the way back to Edwards. This is Nunes. Sends that ball for Chaves, but he's not going to get there much before King, who plays it out, and it's going to be a throw for Fatima. So coming up to 10 minutes so far in this second half played, and Fatima has not been able to increase that 4-goal lead. It's still 4-0. Fatima leading. Ball played wide out towards Bailey. That's a good ball to Atong. Sent it to the far post, and no, he just came in a little too much on that, but it's still in play. And now it goes out of play. It's going to be a throw for Fatima. Really good ball there, James, from Atong. But Williams was attacking it when he should have really waited on it.
Yeah, he mistimed the flight, totally misjudged the flight of it. He was racing in. Got to pick up the flight first and then attack it. Did neither. And well, they missed out. That should have been a goal.
There is the Hudson Charles, the coach, just having a word as to maybe what other tactical move they can make to get a 5th goal and put this tie completely out of the reach. And I already think it's out of the reach of QRC, but stranger things have happened in the game of football. But here goes Karud, talking about strange things. But what great covering there from Atherton. That was absolutely brilliant, and covering from Atherton. Now, I'm not sure if the referee's given a free kick. I thought, James, he won the ball fairly. But what was great about that was his covering. He realized his other central defender was going to be beaten, and the covering was excellent.
Yeah, that's excellent from Atherton. He was gone, nitrous oxide steaming out of him, and he thought that he was gone clear, but Atherton came across him well. Now, I don't think the referee blew for a foul, really. I'll be surprised if he did.
He played the ball cleanly, didn't he?
He did. I thought it might have been won cleanly. Perhaps would have blown because he was injured. But then I'm seeing the ball being spotted in the area. So I'm wondering if it's that tug on the shirt that came after Atherton took it, is what the referee would have spotted. Look again, Atherton comes across him nice and clean, wins possession. Well, he did get the leg of the defender, didn't he, or of the attacker, didn't he, Atherton? Yeah, and there's that tug.
Yeah, but
it could be either or.
Yeah, I thought he won the ball cleanly. You know, just the trailing leg, yeah. But
well, there we go. he called it because the player went down. So it wasn't a foul.
No,
and I think it was the right decision.
Yeah, it definitely the right decision. But here's Hospitalis getting it to Atong. Does well to keep it in. And eventually Franklin gives it away. And this is Romani looking to play it through to Shaves, but too far ahead of him. Needed to play that ball to feet, but it was pushed in front of him, and it was always running away from Shaves.
Yeah, he was a bit flat-footed there, Shaves. Ball split into a good area. Just went at it late and couldn't get it in the end.
This is Hospitalis getting it wide towards Bailey. Bailey coming in field with it. Still Bailey trying to do a little too much. Atong picks it up, gets it to Hospitalis, but he quickly loses out as that ball won here by the man who came on as a substitute in Aberdeen. This is Aberdeen sending it over, looking there to get Nelson going, but Nunes picks it up. As they come forward, Fatima, that ball played too far ahead of Williams, goes to Austin, who bowls it out to the right side. Gray, Philip Gray gets it back to Austin, not taking any chances this time. James clears it one time upfield. He must have been told at half time, if you were the coach, James, you would have probably tell the keeper, don't just kick it as far and as hard as possible.
I don't want to calm him down firstly, because you know it's a bit of nerves. He knows the error that he made. Everybody knows that the error that he made. No need to pong it in. Just got to remind him of why he's in the sticks and why he's the number one.
Ball coming off of Hospitalis, and it's going to be a throw for QRC. Moving forward here with it is in fact Aberdeen, but he's muscled out of it by Bailey. This is Shaves. That's a good play. Gets it over the man's head. This is Shaves. Shaves, still Shaves. Still Shaves. Oh my word, what a run from this young man. Oh my word. Oh my word. Michael Shaves, take a bow, son. That would have been the only thing missing in that play, James Saunders, was the ball going in the back of the net.
Well, you said Michael Shaves. I'm certain his name must be Messi instead. A Messi-esque type of run. I don't like to hype them up too much, but this was really good. The only thing lacking from that was the finish. But boy, did it excite everybody here at the Easy Comfort Stadium.
Well, it's played into Shaves again. And in fact, the shot goes over the bar. But what a run. It started with the beautiful... Let's have a look at that Shaves run again. I think we need to see that Shaves run again. Because Shaves, it started with a flick. He flicked it around the defender, ran around, got the ball, and then started to come in. Well, look at the... He flicked it.
Yeah, they better roll it back to see that flick better, man.
Yeah, and then he came in field with it.
Good balance.
He was basically running, and he kept his feet. If he had gone down there, he would have got a free kick. What a run. Here is Hospitalis. This is Atherton. Gets it to Williams. Fatima's got to be careful playing around with the ball at the back. We've gone over the hour past. It's coming up to 62 minutes. And Fatima still leading by 4 goals to 0.
Well, Shaves, I was just thinking in my mind, I know it's quite early, but who's still out in this match for me? It's between Bailey, but Shaves is putting his hand up and saying, hey, I want this all by myself.
That's right. I mean, the goals were not spectacular goals. They were opportunist goals. But still, you've got to be there. You've got to be in the right spot at the time to put the ball in the back of the net. And he was there.
He's been quite industrious as well.
Oh yeah, he's a worker, isn't he?
What I love looking at him is how he attacks space. Look at this. Oh, well, I tell you what.
That's the play. That's the start of it, wasn't it? He was well aware of where the defender was. He knew there was space behind him. And look at the run. Just the final thing here, James. You could see him aiming for that. What a goal that would have been, wouldn't it?
Mamma mia. That is beautiful.
Well, they're taking shaves off. What a pity. Oh, what a pity. Well, they're bringing Mason on for shaves. You can see the disappointment. James, he was enjoying himself, wasn't he?
No, I would want to hope. I'll tell you about it after this.
And that's going to be a free kick. There's going to be a yellow card. I think a yellow card is going to be issued.
I'd want to hope it's not because of that run that he's been taken off, and I'd want to hope that it's because
a
they think
knock?
a knock or they're comfortable enough. But I can't see why Shaves is coming off the field at the moment though.
Well, he was enjoying himself. Here is look at Thompson. You wanted, I would have said if he wanted the shirt, take it. But so there is the score at the moment. Fatima leading by 4-0. This is Noons. Goalkeeper Austin just making sure the wall is in the right place. So here is Noons. Hitting it low but straight to the keeper. Holds on to this.
He didn't make it look convincing, did he?
No, he didn't.
But he held on, most importantly. I'm looking at Shaves who just came off though, and he does look a tad disappointed. And I really hope that it's something tactical, or maybe because he's carrying a knock that the reason why he's been taken off.
Well, I'm not sure what could be tactical, unless you're saying, look, he's worked his socks off, and maybe the coach feels to give him a little bit of a rest. But when you're having that type of game and you're enjoying yourself, that's could be a. Let's see if that's going to be a booking. Jaden Williams tackling from the back, because let's face facts, Aberdeen was away. Aberdeen had the run on Jaden Williams, and Jaden Williams tackled from the back and brought him down. Yes, there he Shaves, walking around the field. And he's being congratulated, and that's really good from the assistant coach from QRC. That's excellent. I think that's fantastic. Well, hey, let's have a look. Whoa! A Brent Sancho tackle.
Yeah, that's two-footed. It's lucky he's on the field.
Yep. Well, he's got a yellow card, Jaden Williams, but nobody would have said if that was a red card, that because he was lunging two-footed at the player. So just about 66 minutes gone. Fatima leading by 4-0. And the QRC with a free kick. It's Nelson. The lights have come on here at the Aisley Crawford Stadium. So Nelson, don't think he's going to go to goal from here. Oh, that's not a good ball. And Williams, who was yellow carded, gets it away. And that's a shot that goes straight. Not a shot really. I thought it was more of a clearance, but going straight into the arms of goalkeeper Edwards.
Yeah, he dealt with it well as well. Edwards, Tristan Edwards. Good hands holding on. I'm sure they're a nervous moment for some fans after what they've seen at the opposite end of the field. But he's done well.
This is great. Sends that ball looking for Nelson. And Williams is there. He plays it out. It's going to be a throw for QRC.
Substitution for Fatima College.
So Digans is going to make his way on for Fatima. There comes Aidan Digans. And leaving the field is Kaiba Romani. So Kiba Romani, the man on the field, and replaced by Digans. So this is Bailey, sends a long ball forward, trying to get the Gans going, but it comes right back in the heart of the defense. Williams clears it away. The Gans gets a good touch, sends it wide out towards Williams, who comes in field with it. Sends the cross in, but it's won back by QRC. But they give it right back to Fatima. The shot comes just wide. Looked to be Alcantara taking that shot, and it went just wide.
Yeah, that one blew some breeze past the far post, and well, he knew it came really close. He's happy though not to see it ball to the back of the net.
So Coach Kenwin Jones talking to the fourth official. Wonder what that conversation could have been about. And here's the shot going just wide. So Bailey going on that right side, sends that ball in field. And Digans giving chase. Still Digans. Comes in field. Digans! Oh, it's blocked away. Still Digans. And again, a chance goes a begging. You have to say, James, that Digans should have scored. He did all the hard work to put it into the back of the net and never really got his shot away.
Yeah, lots of bodies in front of him. Did try to get it away. Couldn't get it past the bodies in front of him. And QRC there, desperate defending, but it's effective.
Well, here's Bailey. Sends the ball over to the far side. It's headed away. But Atong plays it in field. Still Atong in possession. Gets it towards the ball played forward. Out comes Austin. Doesn't pick it up. And in fact, Austin stays down. Now getting up. But very, very brave, James. But that's the life of a goalkeeper. You've got to be brave and you've got to be a little bit crazy.
Yeah, but he came at it a bit awkwardly as well. Austin is diving forward, left his head exposed, and well, for a moment I held my breath as well, and I was the goalkeeper. Yeah,
well, let's have a look
in the area, and when he just dived head first there, Austin, to get ahead of the attacker. Yeah. Yeah, he's lucky.
Lucky, very, very lucky.
He just missed his head.
That could have ended pretty badly.
His hands first, head down. While they're warming up somebody else.
This is Noons out on that far side. Fatima kicking towards the movie tongue end here at the Hasely Crawford Stadium. Scored all the goals in the first half, but here comes Fatima again, and a bit of a mix-up there between the defender and the goalie, and eventually the ball goes out and it's gone for, I think the referee is given a free kick. Yes, he's given a free kick. So just about 72 minutes gone in this game. Still another 18 minutes left. Williams with the header. Going to be a free kick for QRC. 4-0. That was the half-time score. Fatima, they have not increased the lead in this second half. This is Tuckett. But it's won here by, let's see, Atong. And the ball coming off of a QRC defender. And Fatima get a through. But they're going to make a substitution in the meantime. It looks like, is it Collier?
It's coming in.
Yeah, Cade Collier.
Williams comes out.
And Chime Williams is off. So Collier for Chime Williams. Says Jaden Williams is going to take the throw. Oh no, they've given a free kick. So the free kick, Jaden sends it over onto the far side, gets it towards Atherton. Coming forward with it, decides to get it towards Hospitalis. Plays that ball wide, and Atong just couldn't get around in time to stop it from going outside, and it's gone for a throw.
I tell you what, the rhythm hasn't died down from both sets of supporters. QRC supporters, credit to them, they've kept going. They're waving their flags, they're on their feet at times, and of course the drums. But I tell you whose drum is beating loud at the moment. It's the boys in the yellow and blue, Fatima College.
Aberdeen gets a ball in field, but it's cleared away. I think Fatima, they're looking for another goal, James, but they're solid. In other words, they're saying quite obviously, if they can't score, QRC must not score.
What I'd like to see from Fatima College, though, is them keep that intensity up. They've got to keep one eye on the national Intercol, where they most certainly will be facing strong opposition. And if I were the coach, if I were Hudson Charles and company, I would certainly want to see that intensity maintained for 90 minutes, or at least very close to it. Despite the opposition that you're playing, you've got to maintain your level. Here we go, Kerry Batiste, Kenvin Jones, lots of experience in their end, but they've had a bad day.
They've had. And you know, when you look back at this game, and I'm sure when they look back at it, they will look at the mistakes they've made at the back, and they will say, you know, had they not made those mistakes, this game could have been so different. So 75.5 minutes gone here, and 4-0. That's a strong challenge. The referee saying, go on, play on. So this is the Coca-Cola No Zone Intercol final. Fatima leading by 4-0. That's ball going way over to the far side. Nunes picks it up. Gets the return ball. He's going to go all the way back, I would think. Yes, he does. Towards Atherton. This is Jaden Williams. The Atong flicks it on towards the Gans, and it's played out for a throw by King for Fatima has a throw, as King was the one playing it out. Going to be a throw for QRC this time. They are the QRC rhythm section. They're still smiling. Well, except that guy there, James. He's looking around, but he's not smiling at all. This is Austin. Atherton plays it down. It's Digan. Getting it wide. Looks to be Alcantara in that advanced position. Plays it all the way back to Atherton. He's on a run now. Running at the heart of the QRC defense. Eventually it comes off of Gray and it's going to be a throw for Fatima. So the shot comes, but straight to the goalkeeper.
Well, that's the most confident save he's made all day. I'm glad to see that he's picked up his confidence though. Cristiano Austin, he's a decent goalkeeper. He's had a bad day, but he will get better. And when he looks back at this match, he will certainly learn where he went wrong and hopefully be able to improve.
Well, here's Atong playing that ball in towards the guard. This is another chance. Here's Bailey, too long, but he still got possession and eventually it's cleared away. Now, he should have put that ball in the back of the net.
And that's the simple things I was talking about earlier on. As good as he's been, Bailey, I thought maybe he should have scored here. Did everything right, throws the goalkeeper, and should have passed off that Kate Collier, who was an option facing goal. Chose the wrong option this time, and that's what you want to see your players do. Make the right decisions, despite what the scoreline says, despite who you're playing against.
Well, here's Hospitalis with a corner. Goes over to the far side. And the ball is played back here. And it's going to be a free kick and a yellow card. Another yellow card. This time, let's see, the man who has got it, it is Lampsey. So Lampsey is the one who gets that yellow card. Naughty tackle there, James.
Yeah, slid in behind, and he was very late as well. That will get you detention in school. On the football field, it'll get you yellow cards.
So the Fatima player still down, and it looks to be Alcantara on that far side. See some instructions being given to Caruth. Of course, he is the skipper of the QRC team.
But he's getting instructions from a very, very good man, Caru Batiste. Played a number of games for Trinidad and Tobago national team, was one of the most prolific domestic strikers at the time. I think he has the record domestically for the most goals scored in the season, 52. And these are the records that were officially counted, including 12 internationals that year.
Well, here is the ball sent in field, cleared away. So far we've been playing what? 80. We've reached 80 minutes, James. So 35 minutes so far of this second half. And QRC will say to themselves, well, Fatima's not been able to score in the second half. It's a bit of a moral victory for them.
And at halftime, when we came back out, that's exactly what I said. You know, what QRC would like to achieve, at least for their fans' sake, is to make it as difficult as possible for Fatima. And they've done really well. Well, it's a good time as well, Colin, I guess, to check out our SportsMax app moment. And, well, we've had some moments in this game that has dazzled. And I think this is the best of them. And well, in the 61st minute, this is what happened. There we go. It started with this man, Chaves. Oh, look at him, just running like the gingerbread man. Nobody could stop him. Only thing stopping him was the finish, but it was well deserving nonetheless of our SportsMax app moment.
So the player got some treatment, and we're just about getting ready to restart here. Listen, Dube coming on for Kwashi. Kwashi, of course, James, the hero in that game against Malik, but Dube has come on for him. This is Nelson. Getting it back there towards that guy who has just come on, Dubé. But Fatima come through that left side and giving chase is Bailey. And the ball sent upfield. I think the closeness of the game, James, has really lost. The game has lost its intensity. It's lost its real appeal simply because Fatima now, they're coasting basically.
Yeah, it's lost its appeal because it's not a contest.
Yeah, that's right.
To be fair, QRC never looked like scoring in this match. Fatima, they've controlled the possession, they've controlled chances. And in the second half, well, they've taken the foot off the gas. And doesn't make it the most interesting viewing for viewers. But I'm sure in the Fatima dugout, they're going to be happy at least that they can walk away with this, particularly injury-free, moving into the national finals with a North Zone title as well.
Well, it's going to be a free kick at the back for, looks to be the man taking it and sending it upfield was Gray. He's won a throw for QRC. So just about 6.5 minutes to go in this game. They are two very interested spectators. They look so interested in this game.
Yeah, they look very interested. I'm guessing they're QRC supporters.
Well, here is Fatima going forward with it. Looks to be the Gans. Gets it to Atong. Atong trying to go down that right side. Runs into a lot of traffic. But they get a throw. And Atong seems to be down at the moment. Getting a bit of cramp maybe.
Yeah, it's a heavy conditions on the foot. And they've been running their socks off. Well, he doesn't like that bit of contact. Well, I can see smiles and I can see serious faces. That's the story of this match. That's how it has been for both sets of supporters. One set have been quite jubilant. The other, well, what's the opposite of jubilant? You take your pick of your vocabulary choice.
The opposite of jubilant? I'm not too, well, very sad.
Well, that works as well.
Well, we're just about 5 minutes away from Fatima being crowned champions of the Coca-Cola North Zone. As QRC looking to come forward. But it's one back here and not given away. And then the ball played up front. This is QRC moment. Here goes Aberdeen. But that a good challenge though in the end coming from Williams. And you have to say, you know, there was one naughty tackle from him. But he's looked good. He's been solid at the back for Fatima as they come forward now trying to create something of their own. I think Aberdeen just had one touch too much in which he gave Williams the opportunity to get the ball.
Well, here's a piece of vocabulary for you. That's a good old-fashioned blade. That's what they call them in my time. Cut down and put a proper piece of lumber on him. And there was a bit of action, Colin, that he made after he made that tackle. I'll be quite intrigued to see up close exactly what he did.
Well, it's going to be a free kick for Fatima with Hospitalis. Sends it in field and put over the bar. Well, who was that? Looks like the Gans, is it? Got to do better. Should have done better. Was a good free kick from Hospitalis.
Yeah, he couldn't hit a barn door with that shot. Kicks out in the haystack. Unfortunately, didn't get his coordinates anywhere close to where you would have imagined. That just tells the story of the second half for Fatima. Puffed and puffed, but they've found it difficult to blow the QRC door down.
So it looks like Fatima looking to make another substitution, but they go down the left side. Nunes sends it across. And the player on looks to be Yearwood. Savio Yearwood is the man coming on, and I understand it's going to be Atong coming off. So the free kick about to be taken, and Atong is the man coming off, and Aberdeen going on.
He's putting a solid shift. Atong.
James, who's your man of the match? There is the confirmation of that substitution, Yearwood for Atong.
Well, I was a bit torn, but I think in the end that it's going to come down to Bailey for me.
Oh, that's a tough tackle, but going to be a free kick for Fatima. Lead forward. That's a good ball. Playing it down that left side. And here comes Fatima again. And this could be a chance. Comes off the QRC defender and he clears it away. So I think he didn't get it before it went for a corner, and it's going to be a corner. So we just got a minute and a half left, and I understand it's going to be 2 minutes added on.
Yeah.
I am torn though as well, James. I'm looking at Shaves. Even though he was substituted early, he scored 2 goals. He was a live wire. That run, the SportsMax app moment with that run, I know he didn't play the entire game, but to me, he was very instrumental in Fatima winning this game by 4-0.
Yeah, can't debate that as well. The only thing that went against him for me, perhaps, was the fact that he came off on the hour mark.
Yeah. That's a shot coming from distance. What about the defenders? Any defenders you would look at? Hospitalis, Williams, Nunes. The midfielders, really and truly. What about Williams?
He's been solid as well.
Chaim Williams, thought he was good, but
in terms of influence, I think it comes down to both Shaves and this man, Bailey.
Bailey, yeah. So this is Bailey, plays it back, and eventually, let's see a sliding tackle coming in. So we just got about 15 seconds left. James, that's your call. Man of the match. Come on, James. Let's hear you.
Now, looking at Shaves, and he did score goals. He did well to score.
Here's a chance. That's good save from the keeper.
You know, they always favor goal scorers, so...
Yeah. I would give it to Shaves, and even though he was substituted early, I thought his influence in the game, especially in the first half, turned it in favor of Fatima. And even that second half, the little bit he played, the 18 or 20 minutes he played, that run from him, I tell you, had he scored that, James, you would have had no doubt to give it to him.
Most certainly.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's it. The jury is decided then.
So this is the ball played back. Fatima looking for that fifth goal. It's played through. This could be it, and that's a good save in the end. But the ball seemed to be just stuck under the foot there of is that Alcantara?
Who made the pass? Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey. Sorry, that's right. But this is Nunes. Plays it forward and cleared away again by QRC. So when you think of it, Fatima, it was 4-0 at the half and they've not scored in the second half. Kudos to the defending of QRC. This is Hospitalis getting it down the line and the ball comes across, but cleared away again. Nunes, is he going to look for the shot? Still Nunes looking to play it through, and the turn and the shot, and Nunes is going to put it in the back of the net. So Nunes has come. The shot and the turn was by that man Bailey. He turned, he had the shot, and there is Nunes showing off his dance moves. He's as good as me, James, with the dancing.
I think he's better.
Well, I'm not sure, James.
Well, certainly at scoring goals, yes.
Oh, that's for sure. So Fatima leading now by 5-0. Well, I think we had a prediction of that, James.
Yeah, gobble. When the keeper spills, he's going to get the crumbs. It's the boogeyman. And what a goal from Nunes. And that's it. Goal number 5 and a game winner.
So 5-0 here. Fatima winning very comfortably in the end. And at the end of it, it was a comfortable victory. The game was really dead and buried after 25 minutes, James, when they were leading by 3-0.
Yeah, it was over very, very early from the very first mistake. And Fatima took advantage. After that, by the end of 45, this game was well in control of Fatima. I think they might feel a tad disappointed not to do more in the second half. QRC certainly put up a better fight then. But I think the better team deserves to be crowned North Zone champions, and that better team is Fatima College.
And no doubt about it. So they've crowned themselves champions in the North Intercol. They finished second to St. Benedict's in the league, but here they made absolutely no mistake to take the North Zone crown, and they took it very easily by 5-0 there. Fatima coming away comfortable winners. So let's have a look, James, at the highlights, and we'll have a look at those highlights in a minute or two, because at the end of the day, Coach Kenwin Jones, he must be hurting a little bit, because the performance of his team really and truly wasn't all that bad. It's just that they gave away the ball in bad areas, and because of that, they were able to they conceded the 5 goals.
Yeah, it's tough for Kenwin Jones. At the end of the day, you can only work with the tools that you've been given. And I just think that the tools that Fatima had were clearly quite superior to what Kenwin Jones had. Give us team credit though. They did put up a fight and they did respond well to the second half. But I don't think it was enough to get the better of this Fatima team, who has been head and shoulders above everybody else. This is how it started for them though. Bailey involved quite early, putting all the dancing moves ahead. And a mistake from the goalkeeper Cristiano Austin, and well, Shaves is there to gobble up. Fortuitous, but he gave his team something to smile about early. That was 1-0. And then came this too narrow defending, and Williams just slips it under the goalkeeper, and that was easy peasy for them. A second quite early, and that is where the tide of the game seemed to turn for Fatima College. Lots of individual errors. Bailey again involved, and this time going all alone and showing him exactly how it's done. Involved in 2 build-up and getting a goal of his own. Certainly loved how he picked the pocket of the defender, and well, that was an easiest ever finish for Bailey. And disaster didn't seem very far around the corner for QRC, although they did have opportunities to inflict some blows of their own, and that was not taken by any stretch of the imagination. But then some self-infliction here. The back pass closed down well by Shaves, and you got to give him credit for closing down the goalkeeper really well. And easy for him as he rolled that into the back of the net. I don't hear saying easy for we. Well, he must be a fan, because that looked easy for him as well. Shaves getting his second of the match. That was 4-0 at half-time. In the second half, it was more of the same than the Shaves show. Just before he came off the flick, and then the trick. Or let's make that plural, tricks. Weaving around everybody, going all alone, and everybody was begging for this to go in. But unfortunately, that was not to be, as it went wide. And then Fatima College at the death tried to flash them at goal. Cristiano happy not to see that one bulge his net. And then they hopped again, but this time he was much better in the second half. Cristiano Austin, as Fatima tried to shut their lead. QRC did have some moments, and well, about that old-fashioned blade, he called that one from Williams. And in the end, an error, and well, you know what they do with errors. Fatima College Noon's getting on the end of it. And there's the dance moves to boot. And he can celebrate together with the fans because they are celebrating being crowned North Zone champions with a 5-0 win.
That goal from Noon's, the shot and the turn from Bailey. But let's have a look at the stats. 3 shots to QRC, 26 for Fatima, shows the dominance of the Fatima team. 18 shots on target as opposed to 1 for QRC. 9 fouls to 6. There were 2 yellow cards for Queen's Royal College, 1 for Fatima, no red cards, 2 offsides Fatima, 1 for QRC, 6 corners for Fatima, 1 for QRC. There were 13 saves made by the QRC custodian Austin, whereas the Fatima custodian Edwards, he just had 1 save. There was and the possession, 64% possession as opposed to 36% from QRC. So those are the highlights, those are the stats. Let's go down to Siobhan, see who she has with her.
Well, folks, I am pitchside here at the Hazy Crawford Stadium with our man of the match today, Michael Shaves. Congratulations to you. And joining us now is Mary Gonzalez and Anthony Lovelace with some presentations on behalf of the SSFL and Coca-Cola for our man of the match. First off, we have a medal, and secondly, we have our Coca-Cola hamper. So Michael, you guys really set the tone for today. You performed a brace today, so that's 2 goals. With you scoring the first goal in the 2nd minute, how are you feeling right now?
I'm elated. I just love the experience. I came out aggressive, did what the coach wanted, and we see the result at the end of the game.
So coming up next for you and your team is the national semi-final. So you guys are going to go up against the winner of the East Zone final. How are you and your team going to prepare for this?
We're going to go back in training. We're going to watch over these games, see what we did wrong, and prepare for whoever the East Zone winner is, when that is.
Well, congratulations again, Michael, and all the best.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your winnings.
Thank you.
All right, folks, I'm going to send it over to Hans, who is with our coaches right now.
All right. Joining me on the pitch right now, assistant coach Kerry Batiste. Now, unfortunately, you all weren't able to get the better of Fatima College today, but what do you make of the young men's season and performance today?
Since March, but first thing first, congrats to Fatima. They work hard, I think they deserve it. But our guys, we have been working hard since March. We are really proud of them, and we hope it's a learning and living experience for these guys and them for next season.
Well, from here, where do you all go in terms of rebuilding the team and making sure you're all ready for the next season?
Yeah, the coach will have to go back to, we will have to go back to the drawing board and let these guys know, when it's time to put our head down and get the game going, this is what we have to do. It takes a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, attitude, a whole movement. So it's a living and learning experience.
Thank you very much, Assistant Coach Kerry Batiste. And of course, thank you to the young men of QRC. You all actually made it this far, and that in itself, of course, is an achievement. Well, this year signaled a big return for Fatima College, and a man that was very much responsible for that, Coach Baba Hudson Charles.
Yeah, man.
I mean, what do you make of the young men's performance today?
I think it was terrific. We had a plan for QRC, and I think the plan worked to perfection.
Now, up next, you all face the winner of the East Zone, which can either be Trinity College East or Sawa North, who you all faced in the SSFL Premiership semi-final division. How do you prepare, and who would you rather face?
It doesn't matter who I play. Remember, I told you when we lose the finals that I am going to play in the national finals. Intercol final, that is. And so far, we are on track. So whoever come next, they just had to move away.
Yes, they got to be away. All right, thank you very much, Coach Hudson Charles, and congratulations. You all are the Coca-Cola Intercol North Zone champions. Fatima, definitely a big return this season in the Coca-Cola Intercol 2022. We await the actual presentation of these young men collecting their medal and, of course, the trophy for the Coca-Cola Intercol North Zone. All right, James Saunders and Colin Murray join me on the pitch. James, Colin, what do you all actually make of today's game?
Yeah, I think it was a very good performance from Fatima College. Much as I expected. I was quite disappointed by QRC, the way that they started the game. Lots of individual errors. Took the game away from them quite early. I thought they recovered well in the second half, but at the end, it was too little, too late.
Colin Murray.
Yeah, the game was done basically after 25 minutes. Defensive errors. I said before the game, Hans, that basically QRC league goals. Today they league 4. They basically gave Fatima 4 goals. And you can't do that in a final, and you can't do that against a quality team. It's just impossible.
Now, moving forward, they either face Trinity College East or Sawa North. What do you make of the options, guys?
Well, I think it's going to be a revenge match. They'd want to face San Juan North again. Well, San Juan North in reverse would want to face them. So perhaps Fatima might be hoping to avoid that altogether. But of course, those teams that have met before, they'd have seen each other. And I feel that a San Juan Fatima game is a game that the fans and neutrals would certainly be wanting to see it again.
Yeah, but don't discount Trinity East. Trinity East is a quality team. They've got some really good players coming up front, and they could create problems for San Juan North. No, I'm not suggesting that they're going to beat San Juan North, but what I'm going to suggest is that if San Juan, and I'm basing it on the last game where Arima North really ran them, they really ran them, and if Trinity North play well and we keep talking about SEEEN and Noel, if they can contain SEEEN and Noel, don't discount Trinity's, but that's going to be a good final.
Definitely is. Well, we're getting ready for the players of Queens Royal College to collect their second place medals for reaching this point in the Intercol. Definitely still something that they can be proud of, gentlemen.
Oh, of course. I think they've got to the final. They really, and what I liked about the QRC team is they really came from behind on all occasions. To me, that 5-2 deficit against Tranquility, coming back to win on penalty kicks, and against Malik to be 2-1, to be 1-0 down. Let's face facts. That shows the fight and the guts and the determination of that QRC team.
All right, well, here we see the young men collecting their medals right now.
And of course, they've got a cast of dignitaries handing out medals. Louis Gonzalez, of course, you saw Coca-Cola representative Anthony Lovelace. Former Education Minister Anthony Garcia is also part of the contingent.
And a former principal of Fatima.
As well. Yeah. So handing out medals. And these young men, the only reason that they should be hanging their heads is to get their silver medals. But I think they should feel proud enough that they would have gotten to the final of things, QRC. It's a young team Kenwin Jones has had. Fatima College, of course, in terms of personnel, they've got lots of talent. They've got a nice development program going on. But QRC shouldn't feel too disappointed.
Yeah, Queens Royal College, all of the players that put in that actual work. We're looking at the names like Cristiano Austin, Musadik Mohammed, Nathan Kwashi, Micah Nelson, Kalen Tuckett, Nicholas Thompson, Aidan Karutu served as their captain, Philip Gray, Zachary King, Tao Lamziri, Tashawn Franklin, Jaheem Afan, Malik Harraman, Rashawn Dubé, Mikel Cardinal, Ronaldinho James, Zion Aberdeen, and of course Seth Eve. Their starting lineup for this entire match. And now we get ready for the champions as we see the supporters of Fatima College in the crowd. We start with number 9 from Fatima College,
Mason, and there is Alcantara in a tower of strength at a defensive midfielder. Then we say Chaim Williams, he scored a lot of goals.
Yeah, he scored in the finals today as well.
And
Colin, of course, Cade
Collier
coming in to collect his
on
medal.
most of the times as a substitute.
Jose Atong, a good shift from him. He came off just before the end of 90 minutes.
Man of the match coming up.
Yeah.
Is it Shaves? Michael Shaves?
Hospitalis.
That's how
he's been very good
actually.
In defense.
He's been excellent as a right back.
Yeah, what about the goalkeeper Tristan Edwards?
Oh, excellent as well.
And well, this was a contender, Colin, for man of the match here. Williams.
Jaden Williams? Yeah,
he's been solid
a
at the
tower
back.
of strength in defense, hasn't he?
Then, of course, Darius Jordan receiving from Mariri Gonzalez as well. Savio Yearwood played bit part as a substitute, but he did come on in the finals to enjoy it. And Johanse Artiton, I know his father is somewhere in the audience here looking on. He's always here at every match supporting young Artiton. Keeper Romani has been a mainstay for Fatima College.
Yeah, he scored a lot of very good goals as well at key moments.
Elijah Camacho did get an opportunity to come on as well. And this man, Michael Shaves, our man of the match.
Yep, Michael Shaves, he's a real, he doesn't know how to stop running, does he?
Aiden DeGans, he's been an important cog in the Fatima wheel as well.
When it comes to not being able to pass Fatima College's defense, definitely one of the names that you would call.
But there's Elijah Nunes. He's been a tower of strength too at left back. And then, as you rightly said, goalkeeper Tristan Edwards.
Yeah, Tyrese Romain as well. He's been a backup for Tristan for much of this match.
And then
of
the
course,
technical staff.
Yeah, of course, we've got Hisham Gomes, a former player himself, now he's chef, and the rest of the technical staff. What a competent technical staff. Of course, Stephen Williams, Russell Sutton, Declan Squires, the former goalkeeper as well, Nation Rollo, Damian Frederick. And here's the big names, Hudson Barber Charles, many caps for the defense force. Stephen Williams as well, former player, his son also part of the team, and Declan Squires, a former goalkeeper back in my era, and what a phenomenal talent. But I think it's going to be the captain.
And bringing up the rear,
and what a performance from him.
Oh, he's been excellent. We have seen them about 4 or 5 times, and I don't think he has played a bad game. He scores the goals, he assists, he's really a tower of strength in that Fatima team lineup.
Yes, Mr. Bailey. So as we get ready, these young men, they have fought the fight every step of the way in the Coca-Cola Intercol North Zone. They faced many teams on their way to this particular day. And today, after building their program for many months, after working hard, making the sacrifices in terms of their life, these are your 2022 Coca-Cola Intercol North Zone champions. Raising their trophy right now, we present to you Fatima College.
2022 North Zone. And one has to say, well deserved. They were easily the better team. When you think of it, James, they have scored 25 goals without response in the Intercol series, in the Coca-Cola Intercol series. Heading across to their supporters now. The party has now begun.
Yeah, I expect it's a party that will go long into the evening.
Thank you very much, Colin Murray, James Saunders. Excellent commentary for the entire game. And here we see the boys of Fatima College celebrating with each and every one of their supporters that came out to support them today. The boys from Mokarapa Road have captured the Coca-Cola 2022 Intercol North Zone Championship.
We had the first zonal final. Now we have our new North Zone champions, Fatima College. We still have some other zonal finals. We have the Central Zone, Tobago, East, and South still to come.
Yeah, and of course Central. So listen, it is the start of the zonal finals here in Trinidad and Tobago. The North Zone champion won by Fatima College. Coming up on Monday, we get ready for the Central Zone finals, where Chaguanas North Secondary look to take away the title from Carapachima East Secondary School at Atto Bolden Stadium. Of course, we bring you all of that action live on Monday. The final score here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium inside the Coca-Cola Intercol North Zone. Queens Royal College 0 and Fatima College walking away with 5 goals and the championship.
I guess all that is left to say right now is congratulations to our North Zone champions, Fatima College. What an exciting match here at the Hazley Crawford.
Definitely. On behalf of Siobhan, my name is Hans Devines, and on behalf of the entire SportsMax team, thank you for watching. We leave you with some images of today.